Hello everyone, good evening and welcome. We are doing a special little edition live tonight. I wanted to share with you the 25 different projects that were created during the 25 days of lives. I had a great time creating them all with you, and this started on the 21st of July. And let me see here, have a look when we finish this up. Hello there, everyone who's popping on. I am just checking my calendar here. So yeah, this went from July the 21st until August the 4th. Crazy, right? We had 25 days of lives, and I was just going through all of the different projects, and I thought that if you didn't have a chance to check out all of the projects, I am going to show them to you in order of 1 through 25. I'm so excited. And yeah, we made some great projects. Hopefully, some of these will inspire you to get into your craft room and try them out. I'm going to show them to you. We had fun folds. You'll see we had mini cards. We had slimline cards. We used embossing folders. We used some brayers. We used some watercolor. We did a lot of fun projects during the 25 days, and I loved each and every day spending it with you creating. So I thought that I would just go and before I kind of tuck things away, I would show you all of the ones that we created. I got a lot of input from all of you along the way on what your favorite colors were, whether we should do slimlines or fun folds or one sheet wonders. We did one of those. We did a double one sheet wonder, right? We even got into Christmas near the end. And I'm going to show you, because you may not have seen all of the projects, because when I did one project on one day, I often did a little reel and a little spin-off doing the same project using some different products. So you're going to see kind of some things that were inspired that I created as well from one day to the other. Okay, so let's head on down. Before I get started, there's only a couple things that I wanted to mention. For one thing, I wanted to say congratulations to the winners. Not only was it 25 days of lives, but it was 25 days of giveaways. I still have 4 prizes still to give away. I am going to actually draw them out of a bag tomorrow, as I'm going to be going live tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock for a little cuppa create and connect. So I hope you guys will join me for that. And let me see, is it 9 o'clock tomorrow I am going? Yes, it is. It is 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. So I will see you tomorrow, and we're going to create something fun. I am also going to be working on October's card club, and I will reveal tomorrow during my live what it is that we are going to be creating with for the next 2 months, October and November, which will be holiday themed. So I'm excited to share that with you. Okay. All right, so let's head down. I have just got a whole lot of writing. Oh my goodness, a whole lot of writing on my sheet here as I went through all the winners. Congratulations to everyone. But then I just had to actually go through my feed and figure out, like, there were so many things that were created. I forgot the order in which they were created. So don't mind my little scribbles. I'm gonna actually pull that out of the way, and I'm gonna bring in the projects one by one. Okay, let's get a little sheet here. See if I've got one that is blank. I just want to give a little white backdrop so that we get rid of that ring that is there. With my light this time of day. Okay, all right, our community just keeps on growing. It grew quite a bit during those 25 days of lives, and yeah, I might even have a week long, an extra 5 lives coming up here. Once I hit another milestone, I will do a series of lives again to share with you all. So I had so much fun the first time. Okay, so let's do it. Okay, I'm going to round up the first 5 days. Okay. All right, so here we go. A little memory lane, okay? So you can, if you want to see any of the actual videos of these projects and how they were made, you can just put into the search during, like in my page here, just punch in, let me get my pen here. It is 25. On all the videos, I did a little hashtag so you could search them. So hashtag 25 days of lives. Okay, you're going to punch that in, and what will come up will be a whole bunch of videos for you. Okay, all right, starting with, they may not come up in order, but this is the order that they ended up coming up in. So we used a variety of different projects. This was day 1, and it was using the amazing banner party dies and the alphabet party dies, and then this adorable turtly cute designer series papers. And these were literally just the papers that we cut all of the images out of. Every sheet has a different theme. This one was a gardening theme. Look at that, with a little watering can and bird watching. Adorable. And then there's birthday party ones. There was musical ones. You'll see a couple more in some of the projects. But this was the first day. Inside we did a little inside liner as well, with all of the different size banner dies. I love this one. Look at the little chef turtle. So that was day number 1. Okay, I'm glad that some of you are still working through some of these projects and that you found them helpful. I hope that everybody learned a little something or took away a few tips during our 25 days, because that is always the goal for me. I'm just going to move there we go, that over a little bit. Okay, so then what happened was I did these cards during the first day, and then I had scraps. Oh no, that's for a different day. So I did this one, I think, during the live, and then I did this one as a secondary one. I did a little reel of this one just so that there was 2 samples. Okay, so that's what I ended up doing a lot of days, right? I missed that one. You need to go back. Yes, you definitely do. This is an amazing set of the dies, and I also showed you during the video how you can take one of the largest dies, and you can make it so that you do not cut over top of the fold in your cardstock, so that you can make a banner shaped card rather than just a die cut. So it goes over that in the video as well. There's lots of little tips in each of the videos. So day 1. Okay, next was a little black and white with texture. Check that out. So these were the roundabout dies, and they may still be on the last chance list. There is, I forget how many of these kind of unique, funky shaped circles, but they were marked down like 50%. So you can definitely grab those still. I did a little texture on the black, and then we added a little bit of Wayne Costello. You guys helped me out with making all the decisions for this as we did each video. I love it. They are actually on YouTube as well. Yes, they are, Gail. They are on YouTube. In fact, what I plan on doing this week is making a YouTube list. Like, you can make a YouTube list, and I will have it as 25 days of lives, and I will put all 25 videos together. Okay, so you can check it out that way as well. So give me a couple days, but I will definitely do that, as the videos on Facebook disappear within 30 days. So the first ones are getting close to disappearing, right? Tomorrow is, we're the 21st today. So they're going to start disappearing, but they will be over on YouTube. Okay, so if you don't follow me on YouTube, I am just Sue Phillip on YouTube, and I should go and put photos. I don't do anything fancy on my YouTube channel. I just live stream right there, but I will try and start doing like photos on the thumbnail, the actual photo at the beginning of the video, so you know what you're looking at, right? It's just crazy pictures of me, and they're most unflattering pictures, I must say. They always catch you in when you're doing crazy expressions. But this was day 2, okay? And then we used one of the cutouts, like this piece that was cut out. I did some white embossing on it, and I put it on the inside, okay? So that was day 2. All right, and then day 3 was these two. We had our theme going with all of our letters. And I showed you how to take a stamp set, and you can use a little bit of Scotch tape to actually tape off, like this actually said, it was a larger stamp and it said U, a big U, and then make me smile. So what I did was I actually masked off on the actual stamp with a little bit of Scotch tape. I inked it up, and then I pulled that Scotch tape off so there was no ink on the U, which meant that I could stamp it, and all that stamped was make me smile, because I already had a big U on the card. Okay, and then of course I can't remember which one I did live, but I had to create the opposite one for you so you could see using the papers, the positive, the negative, all that good stuff. Okay, so that's day 3. I think we continued on with some letters. This is the last set of big letters that we used. Remember this? Oh my goodness. The big debate was the rainbow letters versus the rainbow backdrop. Remember that? Again, I think I did this one during the live, I think. And then this one here, I posted after, and I did a little reel on this one. But basically, I ended up cutting out the letters in the white, as well as I took a piece of designer series paper that we have. Can't remember it offhand right now, but I did some sponging with our Stampin' blending brushes, and I did all the different colors. Okay, and then I cut out the happy, and then this was a little stamp that I used. Okay, so there was what were we? That was day 4. Day 4. We did a lot already in 4 days. Okay, let's continue on, shall we? This one was very beautiful. We had a request. I think it was Linda, I believe, if she's watching, requested for a nice wedding card. This one says, "This is only the beginning of a life filled with love." Little texture with our flower garden. I think this is the garden floral. I can't remember which embossing folder this is. It's from the Celebratory Sips bundle. And then we did these edging dies. They are on, fancy edging dies are on a deep discount on the Last Chance list. So, and there's a little congratulations in there. Okay, so we did a wedding. All right, that was the first 5 days. I gotta grab the next row. Okay, we started to get fancy. Okay. All right, the more cards the more days we got into it, the more extra cards I made, I swear. It's so funny. Okay, because I couldn't stop. You guys just gave me the energy to keep on going. Okay, so this is our slimline. There was a vote, and you guys wanted to see a slimline card. You love the slimline cards, and I do too. So that worked out great for me. So this was the Slimline. This is made with the Birthday Fancy Kit, which is on sale right now with the In Color sale that's going on till the end of the month. Okay, this kit is on sale. So these were just leftover scraps that I used. Love it. And then because I wanted to show you again the fun of just taking strips and angling them of Designer Series paper, cutting them on the angle and just laying them down to make a fabulous backdrop, I brought in the Wildflower birthday scraps and one of the big cake slice dies from there, and I made a second card. Okay, so this wasn't on the original day, but this was kind of like a follow-up the next day because I wanted to do the same technique with just something else fun. And then that's when I also did a little share. So again, you'll be able to look back and check these out, but I did a share of making homemade slim line envelopes, and so easy. It's a great way to use up Designer Series paper. We all have stacks and stacks of it, or you can use just some regular cardstock, or what works beautifully is the two-tone cardstock is a nice lightweight. But for slimline, I love using fancy ones that match. You put a label on there and you use up all of those designs that you're just not quite sure what to do with on a card, but they make a fabulous envelope. Okay, so those were for these and they fit in there perfect. Okay, there we go. So those were our slimline and our envelopes. That was day 6. Day 6, yeah, day 6. Okay, next up. Okay, now I want you guys to let me know which projects were your favorite. For me, I have to say this next one was definitely one of my favorites. This was the pocket notes and totes. And I don't know, I think maybe it was because I love the notes and totes. They're just so cute. In fact, I have a pop-up card I'm going to show you that I created with, again, with a little handbag. But this was a fun project. It is literally a little pocket. So it is a fun fold. You guys requested a fun fold. This is a pocket card, and when you pull it out, there is a place for a gift card. So this was definitely one of the favorites that was made from what I could tell in the comments, and quite a few of you gave this a try, which I was awesome to see all of your samples. I love to see the stuff that you end up creating. Okay, so that is a little pocket fold. Okay, I'm gonna pile them all up here, I guess. They're everywhere. Okay, then we did a little scrappy card. I love my scrappy cards. And from doing our first cards, I had all of this turtly cute paper that was left over. And I also had, the day before, I cut a perennial postage die out of a piece of white paper, which gave me, of course, this little framed number here. So if you're cutting like a fancy die like this out, I always like to cut it out of a 4 by 5 1/4 piece of white, if it's white or whatever color it is, so that then you have a fun frame like this. Okay, and I walked you through just ripping down 1-inch strips of all of these fun papers, exposing that white edge and laying them down, and then we framed it in with our white frame that was a leftover from cutting out that die. Added a cute little musical turtle sending you happy birthday wishes. So that was the first card. This was done during the live, and that one was on day 8. And then I had, of course, all of the pieces that were cut off of there. And it was funny because someone actually said to me, you're going to use those up on something, because I use my scraps. And so I laid them across a everyday arches shape. And then that gave me a cute little tag. Okay, using the scraps from this and putting it onto here. So that was a little secondary project done the same way. Okay, so that was our day 8. There we go. We got some more people that are joining in. Welcome. Joining late. You're not joining late at all. You can always watch the replay. Linda, I just showed I think it was you that requested a wedding card when we were doing day 5 of our lives. Just showed that one. Then we got into a big poll that was sets of monochromatic colors, blues and greens, purples and pinks, or reds and oranges, right? And that was the big poll, right? And the winner was definitely the blue-green, which we ended up making this blue-green monochromatic with Coastal Cabana, Pretty Peacock, Shaded Spruce, which is that greeny blue, the dark greeny blue, and Lost Lagoon. And there we have our results on that one. Okay, and I think if I remember right, we did a little heat embossing with clear embossing powder onto our water-based inks. So that's why you have that little bit of raised up shine you can see on the outlines of those. And this was using the Layers of Beauty masks to create all those fabulous shades. It's a great way to do a monochromatic look on your cards using those masks. We just got snowflake ones. Well, you'll see them. I did the last day with those. Okay, so we went from our blue-green, but then we decided to get a little retro funky. I could not, have the days go by without doing a little something for the purple pink fans. So there is our purple pink retro with our different shapes of stylish shape dies. So we got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different shapes of circles, layered up and cut. Love it. And then I decided to play around with having blues on the top, greens on the bottom, just for a different look. And that came out of, this was during the live, and this was kind of just a reel that I did just to show you different colors. Okay, and there was a few that definitely jumped in and tried one of these retro cards. That was a lot of fun and something really different. I used up all of my different scraps of cardstock, which is a great way to use them. You could even try different patterns of designer series paper scraps to cut all your circles out of, and I think that would look fabulous. I haven't tried that yet, but maybe we need to give that a try, right? Okay, let's see. I think that was day number 10. Oh my goodness, still have lots to go. Now, I could not, of course, move on until I let, there was some people who still wanted to see the reds and the corals and the oranges. And this gave us our technique as well, which was our embedded embossing. So this was using the Birch embossing folder, and this is the fabulous leaf from Thoughtful Garden, and cut out in shades of pinks to corals to rusty colors. So kind of going in towards the red tones from the light pinks. So that was, and we stamped a little tone on tone with a little bit of kind of a grungy little stamp we had, but that is the pinks. And then of course I had to try a couple more, so I did one in blue and green. This was another day. Inspiration from this one, hopped onto this one, And then I thought, well, why don't I do a colored background this time, but white leaves. And again, press it with, this is our Forever Plaid embossing folder. Okay, so those were all of our fun little monochromatic moments we had together. Love it. And I'm glad we got to go through all of the different color tones. Okay, so that left us to, we're up to 12. Okay, this was fun. Okay, this one, if you go back, there is posted a recipe for the actual measurements to create this. This came out of, I should show you the original one. Let me see, I think I've got it. See if I still have it in here with the bag. Maybe I don't. Nope, I don't know where the original one went. But I originally did this bag with actual regular cards, and I did it for the birthday fancy kit, and it turned out amazing with all the bits and pieces. They were alternative projects. So if you happen to grab one of the birthday fancy kits that is on sale right now, I will send you a PDF. I think it is, I don't know how many pages. It's a few pages for sure, but it will show you all the different pieces that are in the kit, and then different alternative projects that both me and Lori Bradley, we worked together for a live Zoom that we did with those that happened to purchase that kit at the time, the birthday fancy kit. But if you still get it, I will send you a copy of the PDF, okay, if you happen to purchase that through me. Okay, this was a set of note cards and envelopes, so we had some fun with that. I did a little poll. It said, do you want to see 3x3s? Do you want to see a I think a 5x5 square card, or 3x3 minis, I think. So this was, again, texture, and this was using the two-tone cardstock. I've really gotten to use this two-tone cardstock a lot lately. It's amazing for running through textures, and then you can sand just with an emery board, or if you have a very, very light sander, you can sand off the top to reveal a little bit of the white for a fun look. But this uses that Wildflower Birthday, and this is just the sheets that are within the designer series paper. There's a couple sheets of cutouts, and they're great. So I just did, again, this is the dotted circles, or it's a big, huge embossing folder that we've got with polka dots in circles, and then decorated up a little bit on the envelopes. And then we created a little, like a gift bag to fit them all in, and decorated that up on either side, and the note cards fit perfect in there. So it's a great little gift package to make for someone, back to school teachers, little hostess. Just drop it on your neighbor's door for fun, right? Everyone can use some cute little note cards. So, or you can use the little bag separately for other things, but it was a cute one. Okay. And then after I did that, I had the papers out, and I just had to show that across one of the sheets of the designer series paper, there was, it's literally connected like this across the top of it. I don't know if this is the order or not, but this is the top of one of the designer series paper sheets in the Wildflower Birthday. And all I did was just then cut them apart and just trim the corners. And then I use some more of the little die cut pieces that are within those designer series paper pack, and I decorated these up to make 5 super cute little tags. So you could easily, if you wanted to, these would actually probably fit If you wanted to put even more in here, I bet you these would fit in here. Yep, you could tuck them in there. You could pop them in there too, or have them hanging out at the top like that. Okay, but there are some alternative little things to do with some of the papers. Okay, so set of little tags in there too. Okay. Okay, let's see. We went from note cards and bags to 3x3 minis. So the 3x3 minis, again, they were a ton of fun to do and they were super easy. I did use these beautiful papers here, and I'm wondering if there's some in the actual box. There is. Okay. So with the 3x3s that we did, I showed you how often when you're cutting down your 12x12 sheets to create other cards, you end up with strips of like 1.5 inch, sometimes 2-inch strips, 1-inch strips, and these are the perfect things to decorate up little 3x3s. I also walked you through using a 12x12 piece of white or willow white cardstock to create 8 3x3 card bases, and then using an 8.5x11 to cut down 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 squares that you could decorate, because you can get 12 out of an 8.5x11. So just to show you the best way to use your cardstock so you're not wasting any. And they are really cute. Okay, and I got many of you send me messages. I loved it, seeing your creations for your 3x3s. Then walked you through a little how to make just the perfect little 3x3 envelope. This was using two-tone cardstock, okay, which is perfect. And then, so that was on one day. We did the cards on one day, and just wanted to give you different ideas. You may remember that there was also some 3x3 cards that we created that were using the sunflower 3D embossing folder. Do you remember that? We did make a ton of them. And oh, you know what? Hold on. I've got one left here. There was a ton of them that look like this. So I also showed you to use your embossing folders, even if it's just white, and some of these beautiful embossing folders to create a layer on your 3x3s. The rest of these went out to members of my Stamp It Canadian team, as we are doing a virtual birthday party, bingo party hurrah this Saturday. So I'll be sending out some more information if you are part of my team and you're watching, okay? So I wanted to make my next project the following day was, of course, a box to put all of your 3x3 cards in. This is also perfect for putting tea in. You can also do, tea in here, or it is the perfect size candy box if you want to fill it with whatever, right? But we put our little note cards in there, and then you can make a whole bunch of envelopes as well, and they will fit in there as well. So I made it wide enough and tall enough so that you can put anywhere from 6 probably to 8, depending on how much dimension you have on your 3x3s. But you can fit quite a few in there, or you can fit about 6 to 8 tea bags in there. Okay, so that was a fun little box, and we did that on, well, that was day 14 of our 25 days. Okay, now we're going to go into, let's see, we have got a little bit more with our 3D sunflower embossing. This was a fun little technique. We added some ink to one side of the embossing folder and then ran it through. Super easy. Then we shaded with a little bit of lemon lolly over top of our sunflowers. So that was one day. I think this one was next. I had a request for vellum. Remember that? Vellum was a request when I did a poll one time. I put out there, what else do you guys want to see me work with? And one of the results was vellum. And that brought us to our fabulous twisted tree, twisted in time, gorgeous tree that we did some stamping with just our ink pads, just our regular watercolor-based ink pads and clear embossing powder to set it. And then we stamped the gorgeous twisted tree in Versa over top of that and did it in the silver embossing. And then just how lining it with a white right underneath makes this look more like stained glass and brings out the colors. This is that So Swirly backdrop. And a little iridescent ribbon. So that was, yeah, that was a little technique day that we did. We hopped into Fun Folds next. Literally hopped with our bunnies, cute little rabbits. Hello, friend. This used a sheet of 12 by 5 1/4 designer series paper. For those of you that do my paper shares, I love doing lives every once in a while that show you how you can use a 12 by 6, just cut it down a little bit and use it for a fabulous fold. Because when I do my paper shares, I get a larger mailing box so that when I cut up and you get your quarter package of paper for 12 by 12, I don't actually cut it down into like 6 by 6 pieces because I want you to have that 12 by 6 sheet so that you can create fun things like this. Okay, so this was one of them. So when I pop it up, there's a little pocket here in which you can put a gift card, a little note, a little package of tea, whatever it is you want to put in there, and a little place to write a greeting. So cute. See, make sure there isn't any questions so far. Joy, it is a beautiful tree, isn't it? And the tree, I think, is still, I don't know if it's still on, but you can double check. If you don't have that twisted in time, I know that the dies and the stamp sets and stuff were on like 40 or 50% off. They were really cheap on the last chance list. Okay, I wonder if that paper is still available for this one. You'd have to look. If it is, it's going to be on the last chance. I know that I saw the actual stamps and stuff on there. I didn't have a close look at the papers. That you'd have to check because it is cute paper. So hopefully it's still on there. These are the something friends. You guys have to help me out there. Can't remember. Something or other friends. Storybook friends. Storybook friends, and these are the dies that come with the Storybook Friends. Love it. Okay, all right, there's that one. And then I couldn't just do one, so we had to do another one. This is just another pattern. So here is our bunnies with our frame. This one we use those crazy wacky circles that are on half price. And don't know why this wheelbarrow is sitting there. Maybe I was gonna glue that on. Do you think? No, I don't think so. I don't know why that is there. But there is, look at that. Another cute little one. And I love this fold because you can actually see both sides of the designer series paper. And I love a fold like that because sometimes it's so hard and the papers coordinate so beautifully from side to side. It's nice to be able to let both sides shine. So this is one of those folds that allows you to do that. And then you have got just a single sheet for a backdrop. Okay. How do I see all these videos? That is a good question. I just had you pop up into my feed. Well, welcome, Margaret. Welcome to the group. They will be on Facebook right now. Hashtag 25 days of lives within my Sue's Paper Creations. Having said that, Facebook now, of course, wipes out live videos. within like 30 days after. So I think the first one, which was done on the 21st, slowly they're going to start disappearing off of my Facebook page. But I do have them. I did a live stream also to my YouTube channel, which is just Sue Phillip YouTube. So I'm going to make them into a list of videos, like a little grouping of videos, so therefore you can kind of see them all together. I'm going to work on that this week, and I will add the photos onto the actual video fronts rather than my me making crazy faces, because it catches you making all sorts of crazy faces, right? Okay, next I have got this one. This was just a really, like, after our fun fold, this was just an easy, like, 5-minute card using a 3, I think it was a 3x4, 3x4.25 maybe, sheet of Designer Series paper. I just finished doing some cards that showcase today, actually, during one of my reels, showcasing cutting and splitting up and dividing scenic papers and the stuff that you can do with scenic papers. If you are one that has not done my Gallery Blooms card club, even if you are not within Canada, I do have a PDF, and it walks you through using every single piece of the 12 sheets from the beautiful Gallery DSP. And the first 8 of them, I actually make 8 cards using them, and then on the PDF, I think it's 12 pages, 11 or 12 pages, I have 4 additional bonus layouts, and all of the measurements and everything are on there, and it is 4 different ways, just bonus ways to use scenic papers. So it is worth it. That link is in my, I have one master link in my description, and it'll take you to my PDF store, but that's where you find the Gallery Blooms. And yeah, that was last month's class, and it had a lot of different fun. Just gonna grab the next projects. Layouts for scenic papers. Yeah, it's a good one. I have all my PDF and videos from classes from January until August in my PDF store. So I do have a lot of people that do not live within Canada that end up grabbing those, because they're easy to follow and it tells you exactly what you have to prep, and then you use the video and you get to create with me. Okay, and you can get them in Canada too. All right, so I gotta keep my order here. We did, classic box. Hold on, before we see that fun one. We did a little classic box. This was again I brought in those party dies, and this was just a really easy box here to create. You may have remembered that we talked some definitely high-tech measurements in there, like shimmies and smidgens, but it definitely makes a difference when you see that video on how this lid fits on there perfectly. You guys voted for vellum instead of a window sheet, so there it was. This one was for my daughter Katie. My girls turned 29 on August the 12th, which is crazy, and I have got her goodies in here. She told me to hang on to them because we're going to go shopping, and it was basically a shopping spree in a box. There's a whole bunch of gift cards under there. So that was one of the projects, and this just used a 6x6 sheet of our Designer Series paper packs, and then a 8x8 sheet of cardstock. Okay, this one here, okay, I'm guilty of this one. I have not created anything else with the falling front box yet, but I do have to figure out something. We were talking about during the live how it would be fabulous for, say, a Halloween card. I don't have anything for Halloween yet, but I think Halloween would be a great one. You could put like Boo across here. You could have little 3D stuff pop out of here, but it is a flip up and a flip up and a fall down front. Okay, so it's a really different box, but it reminds me in elementary school we were talking about, you know, when you had to do those dioramas, you had to take a shoebox and you had to, usually it was like an ecosystem or something like that, but you could get really creative with some dies and stuff and do a little 3D scene in there. I think for Halloween would be awesome, and it would be a fun little box to create. Or you could fill it full of candy, and of course while it's together the candy holds together, and then open it up, and when you pull it down the candy would fall out. So that would be fun, right? I'm glad we're able to see you and your crazy face. Oh, I have to try and work, Sandy, at switching out those crazy faces on YouTube, because I did not put the thumbnails for all the projects on there. So I will eventually do that. Oh, but I'm glad you're getting a kick out of the crazy faces. Okay, so pop up. What's this one? Pop up gift card. Oh my goodness, this was day 21. This one of my favorites. This uses the Gallery Blooms, or the Beautiful Gallery Designer Series paper. One of the sheets here that I just cut all of these flowers out of. And then, are you ready for it? We pulled out the Notes and Totes little handbag. And for Katie's, I pulled a gift card actually out of Katie's, but for the sample, I actually had a gift card that said Home Sense on here, which was kind of perfect because that's the feel, you know, of the bag and the texture and kind of fashion bag like that. It was cute for a Home Sense or a winner's card, Marshalls, something like that. But it looks like the gift card's coming right out of your purse, and that is a 3D pop-up. Okay, let's see, we went from there to rolling with the brayers. Oh my goodness, I had some fun and quite a mucky mess with working with the brayers. I had not worked with brayers for years, and it was fun. This was one that I did years ago, so I wanted to bring in the brayers. Took a little while to get back into the feel of rolling them and getting used to them, but this was a nice bright card that we made during the live, and this is the Soft Waves texture in behind there. Fun for a fancy little drink card. This one uses the mini corrugated, again brayered the blue, green, and yellow, and just popped up a butterfly. It does make a fun background, a brayer. And then this one with some butterflies, a little thinking of you, and running it through the texture. So it was not only brayering, but then running through the texture to add on to the brayer technique. So yeah, pretty result, bright, bold. You could also do a little softer look for sure if you use settled colors. You don't have to do super bright. I just love doing bright with the brayer. Okay, we did a little autumn. This is a sneak peek. So all of these goodies are coming out for September the 3rd. And this is Autumn Tulle right here. We have got our earthened metallic, which is gorgeous. It's darker than a copper and not as, you know, it's not kind of gold. It's more of a brownish color, metallic, and I just think it's beautiful. We did some embossing with our espresso on there. And then this is a cute set of dies that are coming out as well. So yeah, that was a fun one to do. And I have got, again, these papers are all part of my product and paper share. So if you want to get a little tiny bit of absolutely everything that's being released on September the 3rd, it is a awesome way to do that, because This package, I'm actually giving you half a package in the share because it came with 2 sheets of all of these little pre-die cut pieces that I loved. So you ended up with a half package of, this is the Tags and More Designer Series paper. But this was a double 1 sheet. So we took 2 sheets of Designer Series paper, and I did post a photo of the recipe for this 1 sheet. And so I know on the actual recipe, like on the directions, it has, the section has just 3 strips cut out of the bottom of it, and everyone was like, you can't get, you know, this card out of that sheet that has the directions. And it's because you're actually cutting 2 sheets of Designer Series paper, which gives you the option of 4 different sides, right? So you got to play around with them a little bit, but it ended up making 2 of these ones, quick and easy layouts. I added the texture and a bit of these little greetings, which are sticker sheets that are die cut sheets. There's 6 of them. So many golden Christmas greetings. They're amazing, but they have adhesive on the back too. Okay. But you got 2, 3, 4, and 5, and these 2 are awesome fun fold. Again, using some of the die cut pieces. Okay. So that was, we really dove into Christmas. And then I had leftover pieces. So when I talk about kind of secondary creations, that when I'm finishing up one day of creating, often I have a whole bunch of little pieces left on my craft table, and it gives me ideas of how to use them. Like, I see them and I didn't want to just chuck them in my scrap bin when I could make more cards. So this is just another one here, and it's just a layered up. There's 1 sheet in there that has all of these images. There's 6 of them on there, and you can cut them up and put them as focal points on your cards. So there's that one, and then this is another one of those squares, and just layered those up so for some fun. Okay, and then we had our last day, which was our waterfall cards. Now, where are the waterfall cards? Here they are. So this was, you guys definitely wanted to see the waterfall card. This was the one fun fold that you definitely wanted me to do. So here it is. And this was with the cheers and sips. And it has, it's your day, let's celebrate, cheers to you, let's get this party started so I can be home by 9. Love that. Hold on, we gotta put this back in. There we go. Tuck it under. And then it also opens up this way with a cheeky little greeting in there too. Okay, so that was the one. That was a sample I had made. And then this is a sneak peek. I made this one during the video, and it uses a new snowflake stamp set, dies, and masks that create a beautiful image. These are the one big snowflake that I cut up. Okay, but you can see all the different tones in there. That is using a actual mask. There we go. And then this was the inside. Okay, so there you have it. So those were all of the, like I said, 25 days of lives. A lot of stuff, and there's a lot of tips in there, a lot of some fun folds, like I said, some techniques. So I wanted to let you know, even though they may start disappearing out of our Facebook page, because they just will after a month, they will still be up on my YouTube channel, which is just Sue Phillip, and I will make a list that is the 25 days of lives, so that you guys can have them all in one spot. Okay, and then you can reference them when you need to. Okay, all right, so I just wanted, before I tucked all these away, a couple of them I might recreate on a Tuesday toss-up using different things, you know, just a little inspiration. Like, I'm gonna do something else with vellum for sure. I love vellum. Maybe something for Christmas might be beautiful, but I will definitely draw inspiration from this pile, so for some future creating. And I always love to hear ideas from you on what you would like to see, what you would like me to create with, maybe different fun folds you'd like to see, different techniques. I have a couple on a list that I'm definitely going to be trying, but yeah, there you have it. Okay, so I hope you guys will join me tomorrow at 9. I'm not doing any creating today. I just wanted to share with you all of this, let you know you can still see the videos in my feed on Facebook. Just use that hashtag 25 days of lives. And then I am going to be doing live draws. I have got 4 draws left. I did 21 already, so congrats to all of you. Some of you I just put your little gifties in the mail. The last couple draws that I did just went in the mail today, so you'll be getting those soon. And those of you that were from the US, I did reach out to you to send you your PDF, so hopefully you did get your PDF classes as well. If you have any questions, please let me know. Just reach out, send me a message, and I will get back to you. But yeah, we're going to get back to creating. I will be live on tomorrow morning, and I will be live on Sunday. Let me just double check. I don't think I have anything going on Sunday, so I think I'm good for... Oh, Sunday I do have something very special going. I will share that with you later. So Sunday, I think that I will go live. I'll do it in the afternoon. Yeah, Sunday I will go live in the afternoon because I do have somewhere very important that I have to be Sunday morning. Okay, so I'll put it up in the header so you guys know when you can find me here. And yeah, we'll get back to our regular schedule, but thank you guys so much. And check out the information on the paper, ribbon, and gold shaker stars are going in your product share. I am throwing in 20 card bases, 10 different colors, 2 of each, just as a little gift, as a thank you. A little sample of 6x6 two-tone cardstock as well. I think there's 10 different colors in there because I am using that more and more for layers, for textures, and for some techniques. It's fabulous, and you can get assorted packages, so you don't have to get like one package of just one color. There is, if you go into the memory keeping or scrapbooking section that we have on the online store, and also in the front of the catalog, there is assorted packages of 12 by 12 two-tone cardstock. And the nice thing is it is truly two tones. There is a light and dark shade, and so you end up getting, you know, some beautiful layered looks if you use both sides. Yeah, it's quite pretty. So you will get a little sample of that, as well as a package of embellishments. If you're watching from outside of Canada, my good friend Lori Bradley's doing the exact same share, as we like to work together. So if you need to be hooked up with a paper share in the US, you can head on over still to my registration form. Halfway down, you will see in bold for US residents, or for a paper share through the US from Lori Bradley, and it will take you directly to her registration, okay? Because we don't want you to miss out. All right? Okay, have a good evening, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye.